right. So what's your biggest challenge right now?
Getting clients
Okay.
and time management. It's a big challenge for us.
And how many clients do you need?
We need 20.
20 clients. And which clients of all the things that you do are the most profitable?
Government, I would say. And private sector.
Government and private sector?
Yes.
And what are you doing specifically for them?
Training.
What kind of
Curriculum.
training? Developing a curriculum or just coming in to do training?
Oh, we do the full scale analysis, development, implementation, execution, evaluation.
Okay, and so for these clients, what size are their organizations?
Anywhere from 50 to 500.
And what do you currently charge?
We don't have a cookie cutter approach, so we do a consultative review and then decide what we'll charge them.
Okay, so you're writing proposals.
Yes. RFPs.
Okay. And how many RFPs do you win?
We won 2 out of 10.
Okay. And they were only for government? For private sector, are you only doing RFPs? Do you do any other business development?
Oh, we can do any business development. We've also done.
But are you doing any right now?
No, we're seeking ones now.
Okay. Yeah, so the challenge with government and getting government clients is that RFP process. Now, the government contracts are the bombs. If you can get one, request for a proposal. Yes. If you can get them, they're the bomb. But it's really, really hard. But I also think they're way too big for you to focus on. I think your sweet spot is to find organizations that are between 5 and 30 people. Ask me why.
Why?
Because they haven't already done everything they need to have their own learning and development in-house, so it makes sense for them to hire you to bring you in to do it for them.
Okay.
Okay? So 50 to 500, there's a mandate once you get to 50 employees nationally of the things that you need to have in place in your organization. So if you get there too late, they've already done it and they don't need you anymore. They've more than likely, if they have 500 people, they already are building it in-house and they're not needing consultants for it. But right here, baby, this is your sweet spot. So is there any particular industry in private sector that you really love?
Healthcare and education.
Okay.
Top 2.
Education is going to be tough, not because you're not valuable to them, but they think they know it all because they're in education. And why would they need to hire you to create learning and development when they're in education? So that breaks us down to healthcare. So I want you to start focusing all your time and energy on healthcare. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to create a hot list. Your hot list, I want you to put 25 companies on this list, and then I want you to keep adding to the list over time. But I want you to get your first 25 companies that their core values match your core values. Ask me why that's important.
Alignment.
Yes, we have to be in alignment, right? So we want to find 25 companies that align with you that do not already have their own learning and development structure. They're probably not if they're closer to end, but they're not mandated to do it yet. So what they're probably doing is sending people out to trainings versus developing something in-house. That's where you need to spend your time. So 25 companies. The first thing after you build the list, so you or a partner, somebody builds the list, then I want you to go to LinkedIn and I want you to research them. I want you to look at their company page. I want you to link in with the key officers. So these are going to be people who are in the C-suite. So CEO, CMO, which they may or may not have, CFO, CIO. They also may or may not have that yet because I think it would be good for you guys to become the virtual chief information officers for organizations. Because then what you do is you open them up and they may have a director of diversity. Diversity or HR. They may have that already. They're going to become into needing that once they get to 12 people. Now it's mandated that they bring in their own HR. Did you know this?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So once you do all of this and you link in with these people, then what you're going to do is start what I call a client entry campaign. So the whole purpose of a client entry campaign is to get the meeting. Okay. Now what I don't love is that you're writing proposals because proposals are like a paperweight. You write them and they go and they sit on people's desks and they never look at them. So what I want you to do is you're going to have to come up with a powerful script to get them on the phone with you to agree to have a meeting where your sole mission is to advance the sale. So you're not going in just on a discovery mission where you're just trying to learn about what their needs and their challenges are. Now you and your partner, whoever's there, is going to have to think on their feet. Because while you're in that meeting and they're describing the challenges for them, you need to be building out what it's going to take to work with them right in that meeting. So there's a point in time in the meeting after you do what we call the spin method, right? I did not create this. This is not my original creation, but I do teach it to my clients. Situation, problem, impact, needs, payoff. So this is how you formulate your questions. So what's your current situation? Like not you. She's about to give me her current situation. What's your potential client's current situation? Right now we have 12 employees or 10 employees, and we are projected over the next year to grow. Current state. Then, what's the problem as a result of this current situation? What's the impact that that problem has on your organization's ability to achieve its goals from a learning and development standpoint? And then what's the needs to pay off? What needs to happen in your learning and development in order for you to build engaged, productive, and well-developed employees? What do you need for that to happen? You're listening to all of that. Have you done any work? And you might have additional questions. Have you had any learning and development happen previously? Oh, well, we've sent them out to Dale Carnegie or Toastmasters or whatever the case may be. Have you ever looked at creating a leadership development program in your own organization, right? How many people are you promoting on a regular basis within your organization? Oh, right now we're really struggling with getting people to step up and be leaders. We've got a lot of people doing the work, but nobody wants to lead the people that are doing the work. You're taking notes of all of this stuff. While you're in the room with them, you're literally at that time formulating what their program would be. Girl, you ain't got no time for no proposal. You literally during the meeting say, it sounds to me that I've learned enough about your organization for us to talk about how we could step in and help you to resolve your challenge. What I'd like to do now is share with you my initial thoughts. Does that sound good? Awesome. You always want to get buy-in from them that's what you should be doing. And then you start breaking it down to them. Well, so what I heard you say is that your problem is this, and what you want to happen is this. So what we typically do with organizations the size of yours is we create a program. We're going to create two different versions of that program. The first version is going to be an entry-level program so that when your new team members or employees, whatever their jargon is, come in and work with you, they begin to get into a system of developing themselves so that they learn how to naturally step up. And then the other one is going to be a leadership program. So once they get to the point where they're ready for entry-level leadership, we're going to put them through this other program. Now, I know I don't have everything that I need to be able to tell you exactly what it's going to cost, but I can give you an idea right now that this is going to cost about $250,000. And then the one who speaks first after the money has been dropped is the one who leaves with the product. And you wait. And then they'll say yay or nay or whatever. And then because you've already formulated, and then you say, okay, if I could have you a complete write-up of everything that we just discussed today that's included in this program, could you get back to me with questions or a deposit so that we could get started by the end of the week?
Okay.
And they're going to say either yes or no. And if they say no, oh, well, let's keep going. What else do you need to know? Because I'm clear on exactly what it's going to take for you to resolve this problem that you said you have so that we can move your organization forward. By my projections, by this time, 2 quarters from now, your employees will be engaged. They will be more productive, and you'll have your first set of leaders. What do you think a leader is worth to your organization? A leader is worth $300,000, $400,000. Okay, I think we could get 5 leaders to step up within the next 2 quarters, which would mean the equivalent of a new $1 million to your company's bottom line. What kind of a difference would an additional $1 million add to your business? You literally are doing all of this in the meeting. Do you feel like you got what you needed right now? What you know what to do in your next steps?
Yes.
You feel like your business got made over?
Exactly.
All right! Give her a round of applause. Give her a round of applause. And let the record show that I got 36, 35, 34, 33 seconds. Awesome.